Describe image facts. You have 25 seconds to look at an image and 40 seconds to describe it. You have to answer 3 to 4 describe images on the test day. Describe image contributes 22% marks in the speaking section. Bonus tips. Speak for around 25 to 30 seconds at least. You don't need to focus on grammar. Try to speak out at least 8 to 10 keywords from the image.
This is a simplified map of part of a university campus. It shows the locations AF: the Thomas Mann Library, the science labs, the undergraduate lecture theaters and the sports field. The largest building is the lecture theaters. The Thomas Mann Library is a long narrow building. The science labs are near both the library and the lecture theaters. The sports field is near the library and the lecture theaters.
The countries with the highest rates of boat travel were Nauru, the Federated States of Micronesia, the Cook Islands, Tonga and Niue. The rates of boat travel for these 5 countries ranged from 94.5% to 81.7%. Nauru had the highest rate of boat travel by residents at 94%.
The world's most populous region, with approximately 36 million residents, is Tokyo. The 10 largest urban areas in the world range from approximately 12 million to 35 million. Tokyo, Mexico City and New York are the 3 most populous regions in the world.
In both 2007 and 2008, Moscow was rated as the city with the highest cost of living. Moscow, Tokyo, London, Oslo and Seoul were rated as the world's 5 most expensive cities to live in. Between 2007 and 2008, Moscow remained the world's most expensive city over that period. Tokyo and Oslo became relatively more expensive, while London and Seoul became relatively less expensive.
On December 20, 2008, the Australian share market opened at 3,620. It closed the day at 3,560. Relative to the previous day, Australian share prices opened slightly higher by 30 points, then gradually eased to close lower by 30 points. Between 10 and 11 a.m., the Australian share market lost 40 points. It stabilized for several hours before falling further between 3 and 4 p.m.
There is a relationship between how tired a subject is and response time. The highly fatigued subjects have a much slower response rate of over 3.6 seconds, compared to alert subjects who have a response time of about 0.8 seconds.
The Sun is mainly made up of hydrogen and helium, with very small amounts of oxygen, carbon, nitrogen and silicon. There are about 3/4 of hydrogen, and 1/4 of helium.
The reported population densities range from just above 0 persons per square kilometer to about 18,000 people in Singapore. The most densely populated country reported was Singapore. Bermuda and Bangladesh had moderate population densities, while the densities of Australia and Greenland were very low.
Azerbaijan is a country situated in the Middle East, between Asia and Europe. Its territory is divided into two discrete areas. To the east it is bordered by water, and to the north by the Russian Federation and Georgia, Armenia to the west and Iran to the south. It has an irregularly shaped border.
The graph shows the performance of Australia among 194 nations in the world. It ranks 13th in terms of GNP per person at $32,220. Life expectancy for Australians is 80 years, ranking 6th in the world. Its literacy rate is the highest in the world, with 99% of the population able to read and write. It ranks 20th on the measure of infant mortality with 6 deaths per 1,000 live births. Australia is rated 3rd on the Human Development Index.